Main thing. And I love that background of yours. It's so vibrant,
It is. It
gorgeous.
is the earth encompassed in the violet flame. So
Uh,
I can't beat that.
it is beautiful. But
Thank
give people
you.
another minute to come back. It looks like just scroll through the people. Looks like everyone is back. If you want to come on camera, people, please do. As I say, the only people that get recorded are the speakers, so you won't be on camera. As I said, if the FBI are after you or whatever, you won't get seen. But if not, not to worry. Cool. I think everyone's back. So I'm going to hand over to Carol. Carol is an author of quite a few books, and today she's going to be sharing the magic of working with the violet flame dragons. And I'm quite excited because I'd never really worked with the violet flame dragons, and about 2 weeks ago, a violet flame dragon popped in while I was on a journey. It's like, oh, why are you here? And then I was like, probably because
Yay.
Carol's going to be talking about you in a few weeks.
That's
So, Carol,
wonderful.
the floor is yours. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Kevin. I'm so happy to be here. So, as Kevin said, I'm Carol Weakland. I'm an author, a healer, a nature guru, and a dragon mystic. The dragons basically call me the Bright One, and I'm very honored by that name. And I'm really excited to be talking about, the magical violet flame dragons today. So, basically, what I'd like to do is just kind of give you a short background on how I came into working with dragons. And then we'll really leap into the violet flame dragons and how they're here to help us right now. Just like Kevin was saying, they're coming in right now. So, just as Nicola was saying, about getting into artwork, and Dina was saying this too, when you're working in any kind of art realm, I find that dragons, elementals, any kind of higher dimensional being that really wants to communicate tends to come through with greater ease. And for me as an author, this is how I started working with dragons. I was writing a series called Morgan of Avalon, which is about King Arthur. And of course, like I've shared on Dragon Thunder in the Facebook page, King Arthur is associated with the red dragon. And I was writing a section where Arthur, literally after he becomes king, he's in his power, was communicating with the red dragon. This is his avatar, his dragon guide. And the dragon, I could see it very clearly because that whole novel series was coming through like a download to me. I could see very clearly the dragon opening a portal, stinging his head through, and then counseling Arthur. Merlin counsels Arthur, but the red dragon does too. And I thought, wow, I love this. Well, within a short period of time, my dragon guide opened a portal. And that was my first experience. I was like, wow, this is real. Now, at the same time, I had through the dream state, and I would call this twilight dreaming, episodes with water dragons coming through. I was getting ready to travel to Edinburgh, Scotland. And they led me into Edinburgh before I actually traveled there through the waterways. And that was the most magical thing. I literally rode on water dragons into Edinburgh. And it was just the beginning of my story with dragons. I was at this time, like I said, creating this whole series, and I'd go out on the book signing path and I would be speaking to people a lot about fairies because that is, a book about Avalon being, basically run by High Fae, the mystery school. But the dragons were coming in too. And people were saying, well, you're teaching about fairies. When are you going to start teaching about dragons? Well, flash forward, I finally did start teaching about dragons and really came strongly into it about 2 years ago. And this is when I created what I call a dragon whisperer class that teaches you all about the different kinds of dragons and how you communicate with them and tap into them and work with them. And then I created something that is so near and dear to my heart called the Sacred Avalon Dragon Mystery School. And we'll be literally doing things from the mystery school today, and you'll learn a little bit more about that. So, and I also have, I should say, a children's class called Dragon Magic for Kids, which goes with the Dragon's Breath book, which is my children's book about the truth about dragons. Now, I have to mention that about the time that all these schools were being started 2 years ago, the dragons came to me and started appearing as children's dragons. They paraded across my vision. I'd have my eyes closed and I'd see one children's dragon after another. And this is going into what Dina and Nicola was saying just a little bit ago. And they were showing me, you're going to be writing a book about children's dragons. Okay. And you're going to illustrate it. Okay. And it's just like they were saying, you have to let go and just let that guidance come through. And that's how that whole book was written and illustrated by someone that can illustrate, but does not necessarily consider herself an illustrator. And the book, which is very, very magical, it teaches not only children about the truth about dragons and the dragon's breath, but it teaches the adults who are reading it to the children the truth about dragons as well. So the dragons are very excited about this book. It is actually promoted by the Council of Dragons, which is very, very real. And now that you know my background, they'd like me to get into, and when I say they, I mean my whole higher dimensional guidance team. They'd like me to speak about how I am connected to the violet flame dragons. So for as long as I can remember, when I close my eyes, I see violet. That's what I see first and foremost. And it basically is the fifth dimensional violet flame that I was tapping into. But I really didn't understand that or my origins with the violet flame until recent history. So what I know at this point is that my highest aspect of self is from the violet ray. And this connection also taps me in with an association to Saint Germain and Lady Portia, who are the twin flame keepers of the violet flame. So now you have that whole kind of background about me. I have been working with the violet flame dragons very steadily for the past 2 years. I run a group called the Earth Magic Alliance. And we do all kinds of planetary work with the Earth grids. And, you know, like I've mentioned in the Dragon Thunder Facebook group, we go in and we assist in helping dragons, the dragon eggs, liberating dragons that have been chained. We do all kinds of things. But the Violet Flame Dragons are our major team crew. And they come in and they help us so much. So what I'm going to be speaking about today is how you can work with them in your own healing, which we're going to go through step by step, in planetary healing, like I was just talking about with the Earth Magic Alliance. Basically, you know, a lot of what Nicola was sharing with the clearing of the earth, the ley lines, or you can be going into places in the earth that might be darker and asking them to come in and clear things like war zones, conflict areas. And we'll go into this step by step, how you can do that. And you can even go so far as galactic, which I will go into very, very shortly. Now, I'm just checking. I'm going to check into notes too right now. All right, so what we want to do next is really talk about what is the violet flame. Now you can see behind me, this is, as I was saying before, the earth encircled in the violet flame. The violet flame, according to my understanding, was created by God's source creator. And I always lump a bunch of names together for the great creator because everyone views the great creator being differently. What God, Source Creator, created an alchemical fire that is here to transmute all dark entities, lower energies, implants, seals, lower thought forms, anything that ties a being, a place to the 3D or lower, and keeps it from or them ascending up to the highest light. And this is really why the Violet Flame Dragons wanted me to come in right now, September 3rd, and teach. I'm just asking for guidance about something. Give me 1 second. So everyone right now is talking about the great event with the solar flash. I do want to let you know, I am very gifted sometimes to get insights. And just days ago, I was shown that flash again coming very, very shortly. And I would like everyone today to leave this feeling very empowered to know how you can work with these violet flame dragons to have you at your highest light, to clear away all darkness in your thought forms, in your physicality, and get you ready to go out and do the work with humanity, because humanity, by and large, might not be ready for what is coming literally for the earth. And they want me to say right now, people fear it. It is not to be feared, this great solar flash. It is to be celebrated. I have literally been shown that this flash takes out AI. If you're concerned about that, it takes out the darkness completely. And it truly will be a fifth dimensional planet. So this is something to celebrate. All right, now they would like me to go in to talking about our physical body right now. When we think about our body, we talk about there are different, bodies all around us. And what they want me to teach is the 10 body system right now. And I'll give you a basic understanding of it. And then we're going to work on clearing a certain aspect of it. They want me to plug that I do teach about this in my Dragon Mystery School in depth. Now, you start off with your soul being one of the bodies. Then you have your physical body. And then you have 3 mental bodies. And this is what they really want us to work with today. We have the negative mental body, the neutral mental body, and the positive mental body. Now, as you can imagine, the positive mental body really doesn't need any clearing or transmuting. The neutral sometimes needs some, and it's the negative one. Even if you are a light worker of the highest light, we get bombarded right now with so much coming into the earth, so much being brought up to be cleared. And this can be from a past life or your current incarnation. And this is what they want to work on clearing and transmuting today. So just keep in mind 3 mental bodies. Then we go into, let me see what comes next, the auric body. That's the body of your aura. There is the pranic body, which would be the breath body. When we're talking about the dragon's breath, this can be coming in hand. Our particular breathing can literally link in with the dragon's breathing when you're working with them hand in hand. We also have a subtle body and the radiant body. So this is literally your 10 body system. Now, what they would like me to do with you right now is work on the negative, or if you choose, the neutral mental body. And they would like me to just give you an idea on how you invoke the violet flame dragons. But this is just a suggestion. You, of course, can do this any way that works best for you. Okay, so I'm just checking in right now. Do all of you feel right now that you are still grounded from that beautiful, beautiful meditation with Nicola? Do you still feel like you have your grounding cord, your roots in, or would you like that again? Can anyone give me an idea? Okay.
I still feel
Okay.
nicely grounded.
Excellent. I was thinking that everyone probably is. So we literally now invoke. So I call on the violet flame dragons, and they want me to pause before I go any further and give a little bit more information. At this point in the ascension of verse ascension from third to fifth dimension, we have a higher level of violet flame that you link into through the divine mother consciousness. So they want me to literally call in divine mother. And I want to share with you that I always see her as a great I. So I call in the violet flame of the highest order through divine mother, please. Thank you. And now I invoke the violet flame dragons to clear and transmute all dark entities, lower energies, implants, seals, lower thought forms, anything that ties me to the 3D matrix, keeps me from ascending to the fifth dimension in my negative mental body. Now I'm going to say that very slowly so you can repeat it after me. But I wanted to give you the insight of tuning into Great Mother first. Great Mother also wants me to say that I will be working with her in depth at the next Dragon Thunder Summit because my topic is Dragons in the Divine Feminine for that particular summit. And we will go into depth with her at that point. All right, so now everyone all together, and I'll go slowly. I call on the violet flame dragons to help me clear and transmute all dark entities, lower energies, implants, seals, lower thought forms, anything that ties me to the 3D matrix and keeps me from ascending to the fifth dimension that sits in my negative mental body. And now I want you to just allow and relax and feel them start to work. And it can be truly a rush of transmutational energy, or it can be very soft and gentle. And just relax and allow. They want me to tap into the collective here. So I am going to literally go ahead They're showing me a violet flame tunnel for all of you right now. And you can envision yourself inside that as they are working on you. I am also calling in Archangel Zadkiel and Saint Germain, who are keepers of the violet flame, please to assist in this as well. They want me to talk about the quality of energy, and you can tune me out if I am distracting you with your healing. But they want to really clarify, especially because of this group and who you are, if you are working, for instance, with traditional fire dragons, you're going to notice a very difference in energetics right now. And this is I don't even want to say softer, but it seems gentler in some ways than you might have with traditional fire dragon transmutation, which I'm going to say laughingly with all the dear fire dragons that are here right now that are not of the violet flame. As you know, they can really be super intense. So they wanted me to talk about the difference in energetics right now. They also want me to talk about, because they are showing that the violet flame is moving through people, even though we're clearing the mental body, the negative mental body, it's moving to different people's different chakras. So they are showing a clear route from the mental body in some beings right smack down the central meridian and into the solar plexus region, which of course is fire. And that makes so much sense right now. They're saying just allow them to travel wherever they want right now into your body, because that negative mental body is tapping into this other chakra or multiple chakras that they are clearing. They're also showing if you're feeling the need right now to be releasing and like burps or anything along those lines, just allow that to go. That is part of the transmutational process. And nothing to be ashamed or holding back on, just release. All right, I'm going to check in with you right now. How is everyone feeling? I'm looking at the chat right now and I see dragon concept is very similar to angel, and yes, 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 exclamation points. If you work with Diana Cooper, which I started working with her many years ago, she will teach you absolutely that dragons are very angelic, and I am in 100% agreement with that. All right, they're going to have us come out of this particular transmutation right now, but they want you to realize that you have the ability, I agree, very peaceful, very relaxed, wonderful. You have the ability to do that any day, anytime you wish. You know, we will go through that invocation again and again in this. And if you want, you can literally email me and I will send it to you. So my email is my name, which you can see right there, 0706@gmail.com. And I will have that written out for you if you need that. Now they want me to just move us back for a moment and bring in another idea, which I could have done earlier, but they said to wait. Want to bring in the whole story about the Galactic Merlin that I had put up on the Dragon Thunder Facebook group today. I mentioned I am an author, and I have been divinely commissioned. Let's say it's a divine contract with Merlin to write this book in this lifetime about him as the Galactic Unifier. Now, some of you might be familiar with this. Yes, that's it. Thank you, Kevin. And you might have heard of this and you might not, but if you know the initial story of Star Wars that came in during the 1970s, you know this story already. Oh, Merlin is also saying, because he is here, he works with me consistently. And I want to let you know, I literally lived with Merlin in that time period. So that is why I'm commissioned to write that book. Merlin in the series, Merlin that was on BBC many years ago as a young boy, was literally kind of inspired by the young Merlin in the Lyran Wars. He was very, very young. And he was brought in by God's source creator to, what's the best way to put it? Unify. So fifth dimensional consciousness, to unify the Lyrans and everyone that came to help them when the reptilians came in and blew up their planet. Just like you see Alderaan being blown up in Star Wars. That was channeled, okay? And very much, and the same thing with the Merlin TV series, they were tapping into Merlin the Unifier as a young boy because he was out working with the Violet Flame and the Violet Flame dragons throughout that entire war. And they don't want me to say too much because they want you to read the book when the book comes out. But he literally did end up unifying, if you can believe this, Lyran, Palladian, Syrian, Reptilian, and the AI that were controlling the reptilians as well. Now, why do I bring this up? You need to know that Merlin, as his galactic unifier, is the same soul as Merlin of King Arthur. He is also the same soul as Saint Germain. They're all one and the same. And you can go the same as Thoth as well. They all are of the violet flame. So I wanted to share that. And it's super magical. And quite often with EMA, my Earth Magic Alliance group, when we are doing planetary clearing, I call in first Archangel Zadkiel, Saint Germain, and the Violet Flame Dragons, and we will start clearing the earth, the ley lines. And then I call in Merlin with the gold, silver, violet flame dragons, and I will explain what that means in a moment. And they go underneath and they start clearing a pathway down through to the earth's core. And these are all transmuting those dark energies that are there. And they can help us do the same thing on earth right now. If you are in the belief system that earth has been run by galactics for so many years, from the beginnings of time almost, and that they have been controlling us as a slave race. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to put my ideology out and make others feel uncomfortable with it. But if that is something that you think is a possibility, know that the violet flame dragons are here to literally go in and transmute that and bring all of that into the highest light. And once again, we're going to be working on that today and bringing that through, how we can do that. So just checking right now, any questions on what we've been talking about so far? Okay. What I had in mind was to show you how to do just a regular healing on yourself with the violet flame dragons. And we won't spend a tremendous long time on that because we just saw how to do the clearing of your mental body. But I do want to give you an insight. For instance, you know, I kept getting during our collective healing right there with mental body, solar plexus, solar plexus. So say we are having a problem with or a challenge with the solar plexus, then we would invoke the violet flame dragons again, just like we did. And I'll go through it with you right now, but I want you to think about something else that you would like to heal. Now, they want to be clear. This can be a part of your body, or it can be something that you know in this lifetime you need to heal, or even a past lifetime that you need to heal. And before I have you think about that, they say now it's time to tell them about the different kinds of violet flame. So you have the traditional violet flame, which we just worked with, powerful alchemical transmutational tool. You have the silver violet flame, which is the divine feminine violet flame. Lady Portia, it's 333, right where I'm at right now. And it's me talking about Lady Portia. I'm very connected to her, where she comes in and she literally will help you step into your divine purpose work and be up your highest light, and not be so much in the lower dimensional frequencies, is what she's saying. Then the gold violet flame is the divine masculine, and that would be Saint Germain. And this is healing that can literally go as far as your spirit and even as far as your monad. That would be, if you want to think of that as the oversoul, where, you know, so many of your brethren are. We all are linked to soul family, and they would be linked through that monad. And the gold violet flame can even heal and transmute the monad. Then the gold silver violet flame, this one heals and transmutes on all timelines, past, present, and future. So once again, if you're talking about wanting to heal something from a past life, this is perfection for that. This is the way to go. So now they want you to think about something you would like to heal. And once again, this can be in your physical body. It can be something that is sitting in your body from something that has happened to you in this lifetime, in a past lifetime, anything along those ideas or types and forms. I'm going to give you a moment to think about what you want to work on, and then we'll come back and we'll do the invocation. All right, I know this is fast, but I want to make sure we have time for everything today. So now we are going to invoke together. And when I say ... that's when you put in what you want to heal, okay? So I call on, we're going to call everybody in, Archangel Sadkiel, Saint Germain, Lady Portia, the Violet Flame Dragons, and the Violet Flame to clear and transmute all dark entities, lower energies, implants, seals, lower thought forms, anything that ties me to the 3D matrix and keeps me from ascending to the 5th dimension that sits in my ... or is associated with ... And then you can go a step further if you need to. If you're going with the gold, silver, violet flame, and I want you to clear and transmute it on all timelines, past, present, future. And now we're going to give you a reasonable amount of time just to allow whatever healing here needs to occur. Once again, they would like me to tap into the collective. And I will do narration as guided, but please do not feel you need to listen to me if you're deep in your healing. It's only if you want to listen. They are showing me clearing in many beings right now, right down the central meridian. We had started that with the mental body clearing, and they are going straight down for many of you. And they are transmuting outward from that. They are also centering in some beings' sinus cavities. They're wanting me to mention that we hold on to emotion trapped sometimes in these areas, and they are clearing and transmuting that out. I'm feeling everyone being pulled up higher. This is almost as if they are straightening your spine, forcing you into the straightest physical posture possible. And when I say forcing, I mean lovingly. We once again have a violet flame tunnel. And I just want you to allow yourself to be encompassed in that. It's a portal very much, and just feel that swirling around you. Very high frequency. They want me also to mention there is a violet flame chakra that many people are not aware of. It's really coming into play right now. If you look at your third eye, you come up to the star consciousness, which is about here, and then all the way up to the hairline. That is your violet flame chakra. And that will be coming online for many of you right now, they're saying. So make ready. They are also showing an expansion of the heart chakra. And the high heart chakra. So if you're familiar, the high heart is right above the heart chakra in the thymus area. They are now also unifying it with the throat. So literally the speaking of your truth in the highest heart light. Wow. You are all being so supported by them right now. They are just everywhere. They're all around. They want me to say if you are feeling, I don't know how to describe, how do I describe that? A kind of prickly feeling along the skin. That is a transmutation of, it might be any kind of darker energy, again, just going by the wayside. It can be, once again, a very intense kind of coolness almost, as opposed to the heat of the traditional fire dragons. This is not to say they can't, violet flame dragons can't get very, very hot. They do. But right now I'm feeling a lot of coolness. And what they're showing is they're lifting the energetics up and out through your crown. This is so interesting because Nicola Have the energies go down through your grounding cord into the earth. They're doing the exact opposite here. So you have both today. They're going upwards, up through the crown and out. And it's like a wave. I can see them literally whoosh. Right, I know this was extremely short, but they're going to have me walk you out of this because they know that you have the ability right now to come back to this anytime you want. So once again, that invocation you can get through my email. Kevin put it in the chat. Or you can listen to this again. Just come back out very slowly. And you can just kind of wriggle your toes and your fingers. Give yourself a little shake. Just before you said sit up straight, yes, you felt yourself pulled up. I know, they are amazing what they do. And they literally were taking everyone and going with them. It was so magical. Thank you, everyone. You are just wonderful. Now, is there anyone that would like to just share what they just experienced? You don't have to, but if you have questions or want to share, that is fine. Just let me know. And if not, we're going to continue on. Oh, I'm so glad. That's wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful. All right. What they would like me to do is go through. I'm going to go through notes just to make sure I don't skip anything right now. Daily Violet Flame Dragon Summonings, it's called. So literally, when you get up in the morning, you can call them in to clear anything within your mental body if you need to, or just have them run straight through you. I call on Archangel Satkiel, Saint Germain, and the Violet Flame Dragons and the Violet Flame to clear and transmute. And then you go through that list and you see that violet flame and the violet flame breath of the dragons going straight through you. And it's incredible. If you need to walk out into the world, you can make a violet flame shield through you, in front of you, behind you, and keep it running. That's something you can do. You can also, for instance, when you're going out for a walk, I do this. I literally ask them to clear everything in front of me. And you can also say within me. And if you're really feeling you need it, behind me. But they like to do the in front of you. That's what they love to do. You can do this if you're driving in a car. Diana Cooper talks about this all the time. In an airplane, you can consistently ask them to be clearing and transmuting what is around you. You can ask them for a violet flame bath. And this is kind of what you've been experiencing when they keep showing the violet flame tunnel. That's you stepping right into the violet flame. I'm just going to ask them right now, do you want to do that right now? You're saying you've experienced it, so they don't have to really show you because you've been into that tunnel. But what you do is you can just ask the violet flame dragons to breathe on you and give you a violet flame bath from head to toe. And that also can clear anything that's going on in your life. If you have someone that's being very challenging around you, when you can walk away from that person, you can ask for the violet flame bath. Or if you can't walk away from them, just as the person is communicating to you, however, whatever is happening, mentally ask for Archangel Zadkiel, Saint Germain, and the violet flame dragons to come in and clear and transmute instantly, right then and there. You can also, I'm checking, they want me to now go into the planet and how I was talking about doing the planetary work. So coming into this thought form, I didn't get to see all of Nicola's beautiful discussion. I literally was messed up on the time. Being in America, I really thought we started at what would be 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and that was incorrect. So I'm not sure if she worked with dragons clearing and transmuting the ley lines. Did she do that?
Sorry, I just unmuted myself quickly.
Thank you.
No, I didn't, but I did forget to mention that's where the rainbow light was coming in, was almost like the rainbow serpent, which is,
yes,
going around the outside. And I forgot to mention that when I said about Merlin's cave. So yes, but I wasn't clearing the lines, no.
No. But I absolutely love that because they were giving you the rainbow tunnel and now we have the violet flame tunnel afterwards. So that's magical. I just love it. Love it, love it. So literally, if you wanted in your area, you can find out where those ley lines are at just by calling the violet flame dragons in. I call in Archangel Zadkiel, Saint Germain, and the violet flame dragons and the violet flame to clear and transmute the ley lines in and around my house or around my town, around my park. You could go, around your state, since I'm in, the United States. You could go around my continent. You can get even much bigger than that. Just depending on how you want to do it. And it helps if you literally tap into them, if you're not seeing them immediately, to use what Merlin calls your creative imagination. He loves to work with people as they're just coming into their true magical knowing. And he tells them, when you're using your creative imagination, there is more magic to that than you really realize. You're tapping into the field of magic when you're doing that. So literally what you can be doing is visualizing the violet flame moving through energetic ley lines, which are the grids in the earth plane. Now, if you still can't visualize that, you could literally go online and look up New Earth Grid, 5th dimensional grid. Just see how that looks to you with all the lines crisscrossing. And that's what you're envisioning, that violet flame energy. And you can see the violet flame dragons literally coming through or hovering above those ley lines, and then breathing the violet flame right through them. And then you just see that violet flame take off and clear through those lines. Now, you might know areas on Earth that truly are in need of this. And that would be such as a war zone, okay? They instantly take me to Russia and Ukraine, and my Earth Magic Alliance crew has been here with the Violet Flame Dragons many, many times. Here is an example of what you can be doing. Once again, the invocation. I call on Archangel Zadkiel, Saint Germain, and the violet flame dragons to clear and transmute all dark entities, lower energies, implants, seals, lower thought forms, anything that ties this area to the 3D matrix, keeps it from ascending to the 5th dimension. Then see the dragons coming in with the violet flame breath into all areas, not only running along the actual earth itself, but the weaponry. Now this gets tricky because we cannot force the people to take the violet flame here. So you have to set an intention. They want me to be very clear that anyone that steps into the violet flame has the ability to accept it or not. That is very, very important, because you cannot at any time, even if you want to do the highest good in this clearing, force a person to take it. You can also, because they want me to get graphically clear what can happen here, you can also call in Archangel Michael and ask him to be present to take any being that does not want to go through the violet flame. And I'm talking about dark entities right now. If they want to be literally taken up to the highest light for rehabilitation or dissolution, Archangel Michael can take them up. So they have a choice. So what will happen? The violet flame will go through that area and go into the weaponry. It will go into all the dark spaces where there are dark entities, and they will start to clear and transmute, which is fire, and that means there is burning going on. Now, once again, just be clear, those beings have the choice if they want to literally go up to the highest light or not, and they can do that. And if they don't, then this is a full-on clearing that happens. Okay. In that area of Russia and Ukraine, there is a lot of underground tunnels, which you'll find throughout the planet. There basically is a system of them throughout the planet. But you can send the violet flame through that tunnel system. And in this case, I would have Archangel Zadkiel, Saint Germain, and the violet flame dragons on the earth clearing, Merlin and the gold, silver, violet flame dragons underneath in the actual tunnels, clearing and transmuting. Okay, and you can ask these teams to work at the same time doing different areas. There is also in that area an arc, and this is galactic in origin. And many beings believe that this is what this whole war is about, that there is an arc right there in one of the parks, and that literally the whole war was being fought over who has control over that priceless arc. So coming in and clearing and transmuting around that, around the forest where so many children were hiding for so long, you can literally, ask the dragons to go in and be with the children. I'm sure those of you that have been working with dragons know how much dragons love children, and to be there and to comfort them and literally just be there as a comforting presence, that the children, if they can't see them, can at least feel that warmth and contentment. And that can be true for anyone that is there in the Ukraine that needs assistance. Now, the violet flame dragons can also literally go to Russia and be working with the Russian people. You better believe not all Russian people want to be in that war. And so they can be working with those beings as well. You can ask them to go to the military leaders. And once again, you put in only if that being wants to receive into your summons. Be very clear that you are not trying to force anything. You're just presenting that energy of the violet flame through the violet flame dragons to leaders in military positions. Okay, I'm looking at the time. Does anyone have any questions that you would like to ask at this point? Okay, well, I'm going to just say, if anything else comes up, thank you. You've been an amazing group. The energy is amazing here. And I know the Violet Flame Dragons want to work with all of you. So please do call them in. And Kevin, thank you so much for this platform. I am in such deep gratitude to you and everyone present. And I know Violet Flame crew here is in great, deep, deep gratitude as well.
Thank you, Carol. That was beautiful. It truly was. I felt all the tingles, and I felt all the energy, and I felt what I was giving away released very strongly, and that connection to Russia. And wow, thank you.
Yeah,
it was very powerful. I think we're all going to replay this quite a few times and connect a lot more to our Violet Flame Dragons. I certainly will, that's for sure. Their energy is, as like you say, it's like the Fire Dragon, but it's softer. And
yes.
I don't know, I felt like I was being cuddled the whole time and surrounded by their love. It was beautiful. Thank you for that. It was divine.
My pleasure. And you described that so perfectly, Kevin. That is exactly right. Yes, yes, yes. I love it. All right, I'm just going to check right here. I've not yet met. Oh, beautiful.
Lots of love for you, I think, and the dragons, by the looks of it.
Yes. Anyone that wants to tap in with more information, my website is my name, carolweakland.com. And I do teach, like I said, the Dragon Mystery School, Dragon Whisperer class, and children's dragon classes too. You are so welcome. Oh, thank you so much. Yes, my absolute pleasure for everyone. Just thank you, thank you. And like I said, the Violet Flame Dragons are so grateful. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your time and for the dragons. Yeah, this will obviously all be soon on the portal and be in the Facebook group, so everyone can watch the replays, and all those that aren't currently live and watching this on replay, then of course all the energies are stored here within this video. There is no time and space required for the dragons. That the energy is here, so any of the replays of Nicola or Carol will help you and assist you forever that these videos are up. Thank you, you beautiful speakers. It's been absolutely amazing having you both on here, and thank you for your time. Thank you for everyone for coming to watch. There was one thing, I think Nicola had something she wanted to share. Did you want to talk about your intuitive dragon medicine? I've just put the link in there.
Oh, thank you. Yes, I think I might have mentioned it earlier. The intuitive dragon medicine course. It is starting in September, so there is a wait list if anyone wants to join it and find out a bit more. Then I am also going to be offering a discount as well for anyone in the Dragon Thunder group. Okay, thank you.
Thank you for that. Thank you for the discount, and thank you all you beautiful people. I'll say as soon as this is finished uploading, it'll probably be tomorrow by the time, because I think it's almost my bedtime. And we are obviously on again next month with some more beautiful speakers. And if anyone wants to volunteer and be a speaker in the future, please let me know. Or if you know anyone that you think would be an amazing speaker, please send their name to me, and I'll chase them up and see if we can get them on here. Otherwise, for all of you, it's been beautiful to see you all. Thank you for all your gorgeous thanks to all the speakers. So I will see you all soon in the Dragon Thunder, and have an amazing rest of your day, weekend, and week ahead. Bye bye all.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye bye.